Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to balance this camera, the Panasonic GH3 with this Voigtlander 25mm 0.95 lens on the Steadicam Merlin 2. Now, the starting point is to fit the camera plate to the camera. You'll notice here the camera plate has a number of labelled holes from A through to O. The thing to bear in mind with a DSLR is that the centre point of gravity, if you like, is not directly under the lens, and that's because you've got this extra battery compartment on the side of the camera which offsets everything. So the centre of gravity is actually somewhere here in mid-space. Obviously you can't fit it to mid-space, but what you can do is take the camera plate here, and whilst the camera plate's facing you, place the letter H over the point where the centre of gravity would be. And what you'll find on most DSLRs is the starting point is the O hole. So let's fit that now. So now we need to put the GH3 with the camera plate on the stage. Now we want to start by having the centre point of gravity just behind the gimbal. The next thing you'll notice is the camera is actually very heavy and there's no counterweight on this side to balance it up. So the first thing we need to do is add the counterweight. Now for this camera you can actually get away with a start weight and a mid weight. Because remember, you want to have as little weight as possible so you don't end up fatigued by carrying the device. The next thing you'll notice is now the camera is listing backwards, and that's because there's no nose weight. So in most cases you can simply add an end weight to the nose, and that will be enough to just balance out the rig. Not bad at all. The next move is to get this into a position where you've got a fairly good forward and back and side to side balance. I'm just going to move this forward ever so slightly. At this point, you only need to make the slightest moves using the trim control to adjust the left and right and the forward and aft function. That, by some sheer scope of luck, is not far off. So it's tilting up slightly. I'm going to use these functions here, just a quarter turn to tilt down, still tilting up, another quarter turn to tilt down. There you go. I'm listing slightly left because I can see on the spirit level here, it's not sitting level. So all I need to do is adjust that. A quarter turn again. And another quarter turn. There we go. Now in good balance. At this stage, I want to check my drop time. Now the drop time is the amount of time it takes for this weight to drop from this position down to the bottom. And what you're ideally looking for is a 2-second drop time. So, 1, 2. It's a little bit fast. The way to adjust that is using this center column here. There's a little button, press that in, and turn clockwise 1 turn. Let's have a feel for that now. There we go, that 1 turn has given us a 2-second drop time. So with this camera now, we have a good fore and aft movement, a good side to side. A little test I've often seen at trade shows in the Steadicam booth is what they call the papal cross, where they go up, down and across. And if you get a good, nice horizontal across and a vertical up and down, you're in a good position of balance. There I think we've got a very nicely balanced camera. We're not carrying a great deal of weight, and that, I would say, is the ideal setup for the GH3.